What's up, guys? Ash is here doing a review of the clutch that we see going around Twitter recently from Abolish, or Vic's Abolish, against Team Kaliber. I kind of wanted to do a little glance over this because when I watched this clip, a lot of things stood out to me. And I want to try to show people kind of what I see in terms of why this was such a successful clutch, why this worked, and what went right, what went wrong kind of thing. So I have the clutch downloaded. We're going to watch it and kind of go over it. I'm going to be pausing and backing up a lot, but let's get into it. So I don't know what the exact situation is right now in terms of like the positioning of the other team on the map. Later on, I can kind of determine that there was at least two people low side of middle bridge and two people high side of middle bridge, which would make sense in terms of like a base strategy on canals. But regardless, we have Vix. We're watching from his point of view, Abolish, and we have him basically heading towards Cog Spawn, sniper bridge from low side, and this is where the clutch starts to take place. So I'm going to play it forward a little bit, and then we are going to start talking about things. So the first thing we noticed there is there was a sniper shot, right? We saw a sniper shot, and we heard pistol fire. So we know the other team has sniper. All right, so what he does here is he probably got the call out from his teammates that they were splitting up. Two people were going high, two people were going low. So this turnaround, what this is going to do, it puts him in a point where he has no vision in terms of the other team being able to see him, right? So let's say we know that there's two people here. Actually, I will do X's. We have a guy here, and we know that down here somewhere that there's at least two people, right? So in this area, he has those players have no vision, right? This wall blocks the vision here, and they can't see him from high side, presumably, because they're probably somewhere in pillars, right? So he, by turning around, is going to cause a moment of confusion based on the information that TK last had. They know, okay, he took snipe bridge. Sorry, my handwriting is bad with this tool. That he was going on snipe bridge and that he was going from low to high. So low to high. Oh, there we go. And based on that information, if he kept running that same path, he would be running this direction, right? Which means that he would be running towards high side into those two people. They can be prepared for the fight. Whereas these two people are prepared to chase. But what ends up happening is by turning this around, now that information for them is kind of null and void because they don't actually know what he's about to do. They just know that he got on the middle bridge, and they assume that he's going this direction. But in reality, by turning around going this direction, there's going to be that he's creating miscommunication within their team, which is going to create a moment of possibly bad judgment, or a moment of weakness in the other team. So let's keep watching. So right here is the kind of first mistake, and really the only major mistake that we see from TK. This guy right here is using a sniper. The fact that he's blind checking a corner with sniper out is kind of like a huh moment. When you don't have vision on somebody and you kind of have that last known position, there's always a chance for somebody to turn around and make a play like this where they come back at you. So by running around that corner with sniper, you're basically like putting yourself in a bad situation. You're putting yourself in a risky spot if they do decide to make that move. If Abolish kept pushing this direction, then that's fine. He's going to get shot in the back. But if he doesn't keep pushing that direction, you're now going to be in a point blank or at least close range battle with a sniper in your hands. So even if this is a 2-on-1, it makes it a significantly weaker 2-on-1 than the other scenario where there possibly was two guys up to high side with shotguns or pistols or something ready for him. Sorry. So right there, he gets a good one shot, right? Crushmo misses the snipe shot. He gets a good one shot. And this guy is sitting here, like this guy right here is sitting here with like the big oh damn face. Because like he now is in a situation where he's not in a favorable scenario. He had a 2-on-1, but because of Crushmo's decision to keep Sniper out and because of the nice one shot from Abolish, now he's in a 1-on-1, which is ideal for clutching. You always want to try to force your opponents to fight you in 1v1 scenarios, even if that means constantly repositioning around the map. So now he's got a 1-on-1 and he's taken no damage. So he has 100% HP and 1v1. Which is like ideal, especially in a scenario where you have 3 people versus 1 person. So 2 good shots puts down Noxious, and again, very minimal damage taken to Abolish. Right? He took his time, he landed the shots. That was just good play. Unlucky that he missed that down. Now he has himself in a 2-on-1 situation. So from a 4-on-2, for a 1v4 to a 1v2, a 1v2 is much more manageable. And you kind of almost have to take it in steps. Like manage the 1v4, manage the 1v3, manage the 1v2, manage the 1v1. So he did check right there to see where they were and decides to keep creating this distance for a second until he can reposition. He considered going for the sniper, I'm sure, which is why he switched to Lancer. He almost gets down going to middle bridge, which was kind of risky. He could have taken that a little bit slower. But now he's got position. So in a 2-on-1, right, they have 2 options. They can split up and try to collapse on him from 2 different directions. You know, come from this way and come from this way. But the issue is that forces 2 different 1v1s. You have 1 person here and 1 person over here. That was not well done. So this gives Abolish basically 2 options to 1v1. And he can pick and choose which one he wants to do based on the favorable position or proximity and whatnot. Whoops. So, right now we see him have map advantage, and what TK does is actually a smart move. They decide to have 1 person who is right here, I believe, to watch. So that guy's going to be like the scout, and then we have another person down this direction who's picking up Torque Bow. Which is good, because now you've lost your sniper. You need some kind of, other than the number matchup, you need some kind of favorable spot in this 2v1, which getting the Torque Bow kind of gives you that control. It's going to pressure Abolish more to make different plays. So immediately as this pops up, Torque Bow's taken, Abolish makes the push. And he probably had callouts, which is why it seemed so quick in reaction. Because if we watch that again, he does it within milliseconds of Bow being picked up. I'm going to slow this down. Bow picked up, and he's going. So that was almost instantaneous reaction. He probably had callouts. Most human beings don't react that fast unless you're Faker from League of Legends. But either way, great reaction time and probably good communication by his team. So now he's forcing this 1v1. Now TK plays it well. I believe this is going to be Ribs, who falls down into the river to put himself in a better position, not able to be forced to fight upon. So this tells Abolish, okay, I need to relocate. Again, he does the cutback maneuver. Now what does this do? It catches J-Ribs off guard again. Because the same thing has happened now. He's done the same maneuver twice. Instead of continuing to run that direction, he cuts back and catches the 1 person who's off guard and that. J-Ribs is doing the smart thing. He's approaching up with the Lancer. He's behind cover, but he's up a little bit too far and away from his team. So now that shot lands a little bit and he gets 1 shot down. Now our Bow guy has now switched to pistol because earlier we heard him revving. When he forced J-Ribs down the water stairs, he revved a bow, which means he did use one of his bows, so he probably reloaded it and pocketed it as soon as he came up these stairs, or he didn't finish reloading, he just switched to pistol, which might be a little bit hasty because J-Ribs was getting pushed, and that was, the call out, oh my god, I'm getting pushed, I need help or something. But either way, it now puts him in a situation where this shot is going to hit him pretty hard. I mean, it's a well-aimed shot, and J-Ribs is already down. Now, that's another thing I want to touch on. Immediately, right here, he downs J-Ribs and then immediately switches to the next target. He hits him with a back A downs and then stops paying attention to him. He doesn't go for the kill. He doesn't wall bounce to this wall to get the kill. He immediately focuses on the only other person on the map who can do damage to him. This is a really important skill set that a lot of players forego. They think that they need to pick up the kill that's down and then worry about this guy. What if this guy gets up? But realistically, you have 30 seconds for that guy to get up. You have 30 seconds of a 1v1. Now, if this guy starts to move, like he just turns and hauls ass, and that 1v1's not possible, like you have to keep almost a mental timer and count down 30, 29, 28 in your back of your head, or just kind of have a feeling for that time limit. So okay, I can't force this 1v1 anymore. I have to come back and clean up that kill. So this is a great job by Abolish to ignore the fact that he has a down and not get too overexcited about that, and now focus on the remaining target. Let's get back up to normal speed. So he hits him with a good shot, wall bounces forward twice, hasn't given Fatal any time to switch out of his pistol, and gets a back A for a one shot. And then he can come back and clean up this kill. So, in conclusion, kind of the key things that I want to make note of for this is the change of direction play that he did. Change direction, or just put dirt. The change of direction play he did twice, once right in this area and once up top, like up, I can't see it on the screen, but up there near the end. He did it to catch both Crushmo off guard with the sniper and J-Ribs off guard with the Lancer. He had good movement. Oh my lord, it's so hard to write with this. He landed his shots, which is really important. Like, just he took his time and landed his shots. And he forced position on the map. And what I mean by forced position on the map is he forced Fatal Strike and crew to position based on what he was doing, not him position based on what they were doing. He never allowed them to trap him in one spot. And when they did, like for example, when they did trap them or himself on the snipe bridge, he did the change direction play, I should say, that allowed him to catch Crushmo off guard. Now for TK, they need to take away from this that when they approach corners like that, there's a expression used in League of Legends, not commonly, but it's still a thing, called dude potential. Or, as much giggles as this is going to get, DP for short, right? Dude potential. What that means is whenever you don't have sight on somebody, i.e. Abolish, when he's up here basically in this area, that means that there is a one dude potential for him to be right here, right? Because they don't have vision on him. They don't know where he is. So they have to be prepared that there's the possibility, or there's the potential for a dude to be right here, right? Same thing for the guys high side. Like that, when they're approaching up on high side, they have to prepare for the potential for there to be a dude right there up on high side behind the pillars or whatever. So when you don't have that vision, you need to play those angles together. So like the fact that Noxious was not there with Crushmo and allowed Crushmo to get, basically walked up on like that, and without putting in a single shot is a bad thing. They needed to be basically holding hands when they run in this corner, one person going wide and maybe one person on the sandbag. And then after that approach, they could have vision that would let the high side people know where he is, and they can play more advanced. They can play faster. They can aggress onto the backside, no homo, of... They can aggress on the flank of Abolish. So this allows them to play this same situation safer without Abolish's cutback, his change direction, to affect them too harshly. So keeping in mind dude potential, players on the teams that have the 4v1 or have the 4v2 need to keep that in mind. Even if it's a 4-on-4, you need to keep in mind that if you only can account for one person or two people at the moment, that where like the fact that you don't see them means that they have the potential to be somewhere. So when you make a play, you have to consider there's the potential for somebody to be around this wall, to be behind this barrier, to be at this position on the map. So overall, a great clutch, well executed by Abolish, and not so much sloppy play. There was a few key things that were sloppy play from TK, but it was more Abolish capitalizing on good movement and good play, and TK being unprepared for that. So props to Abolish for the great clutch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe and tell me in the comments what you think about Abolish's pretty awesome clutch right here against TK. Leave a thumbs up if you like the video. I hope to do more of these as I see them pop up in the community. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.